Playoff hockey is in the air. Hi everyone and welcome to another fresh edition of NCHC Between the Boards. I'm your host Greg Ankers. On tonight's show, a Penrose Cup champion is crowned, the playoff seedings are set, and everybody's ready for postseason hockey across the NCHC. Also, we'll check in with Minnesota Duluth as they get ready to make a postseason run. All of that is straight ahead on the program, but we'll begin with our Spotlight series, and it centers on the chase for the Penrose Cup. North Dakota and Miami last weekend meeting in Oxford. North Dakota entering the series with a 6-point lead on the Redhawks, meaning they needed just 1 point to claim the Penrose Cup outright. Miami, meanwhile, needed a sweep to get its share of the regular season championship. Team captains meeting before the big series, and in the first, North Dakota wasting no time off the draw here. Keaton Thompson brings it down to the red line, shoots and somehow squeezes that one in, and just like that, UND is up 1-0. In the second, North Dakota adds to its lead. Connor Gorder from Austin Pagansky, he gets the goal here to put UND out in front 2-0. Miami, though, would respond later in the period on the power play. Sean Corrali coming up with the rebound here, and it's a 2-1 game. Still in the second, more Miami chances, and it would be all Miami chances from here on out as they outshoot North Dakota 39-16 the rest of the way. Cody Murphy with the breakaway opportunity. Zane McIntyre there for the save. Then still in the second, Anthony Lewis skating around. Riley Barber trying to pound it in. He can't get it to go. It was 2-1 North Dakota after 2. In the third, Miami with another opportunity. Austin Zarnik skating in. Puck drops to Lewis, but McIntyre there for the save. One of his 43 in the game. And then in the closing seconds, Miami can't bury it. The horn sounds, and North Dakota is the Penrose Cup champions following the 2-1 win on Friday night.
I'm happy and proud and honored to be here tonight to present you guys as Penrose Cup champions.
It's obviously a huge team accomplishment. We're looking forward to this day since the night we started. And you know, I couldn't be happier about the way it turned out and how big the guys and how good the guys battled through down the stretch here.
It's tough to put into words right now. You know, I think when the season's done, you know, it's all done. Maybe we'll be able to reflect on it a little more and think about it. But you know, right now we're enjoying it, and it's just kind of been a whirlwind. You know, through right from the start of the season. You know, we've been coming together as a team, and it's been a long road, and it's definitely you know, it feels great.
Teams back at it again on Saturday in Miami, still with much to play for, including home ice. Crucial in the first round of the tournament. In the first period of this one, midway through, North Dakota strikes first again. Luke Johnson for the rebound to make it 1-0 UND. Miami, though, comes back. What a night for Austin Zarnik as the puck comes off the end wall right to his stick. That ties things up at 1-1. Early in the second, skating shorthanded now, Zarnik gonna bang this one in as the puck again comes off the end wall, and it's a 2-1 Redhawks lead. Just seconds after that, more pressure from Miami. This time Blake Coleman stuffs this one in down low, and it's 3-1 Miami. North Dakota, though, playing for pride, #1 seed locked up, but they want the W. Luke Johnson steals the puck, skates in and scores, beating McKay, and it's a 3-2 game. But Miami and Zarnik skating shorthanded again. Zarnik all alone on this one, wins the race for the puck, scrambling on in, gets the goal. That's the hat trick for Zarnik as it's a 4-2 game after 2. In the third, though, seconds in on the power play, Drake Kajula again, lively end walls as he gets the goal here to make it a 4-3 game, but Miami would not be denied. On senior night, Riley Barber from the faceoff gets this one to make it 5-3. Miami would tack on an empty netter as they win it 6-3 on Saturday night, and they do lock up home ice. With the #1 and 2 seeds all set, the race for home ice is on across the NCHC. We've got the rest of the highlights from this past weekend. That's next on NCHC Between the Boards. Welcome back. Several teams took aim at the race for home ice this past weekend as the NCHC wrapped up its regular season. Denver traveled to St. Cloud State. The Huskies already locked into the number 6 seed for the first round of the tournament, but Denver entering in the number 4 spot, hoping to stay there as they wanted home ice for next weekend's first round series.
To the Herb Brooks Hockey Center we go. Denver trailing 1-0 midway through the second period, but not for long. Ty Loney with the wrister to beat Charlie Lindgren, and we're all knotted at 1. 7 minutes later, more strong attack play from the Pioneers. Emil Romig with the feed here to the onrushing Gabe Levine for the goal in traffic. The Huskies in trouble, but they would come back, though, on the power play in the third. Johnny Brodzinski, intentionally or not, finding Kali Kosala, who finds the back of the net. Second power play goal of the night for St. Cloud to tie things up at 2. 4 minutes later, though, check out this rocket from freshman defenseman Adam Plant for the game winner. No chance for Lindgren, and Denver gets the 3-2 win despite St. Cloud notching 18 more shots on goal. Pioneers looking for the road sweep Saturday, but Brodzinski having none of that. After a scoreless first period, the Hobie Baker candidate would score his 18th and 19th goals of the season less than a minute apart to put St. Cloud in front. Later in the second, Brodzinski picks up the assist here off the boards, off the net, and right to David Morley. 3-0 Huskies. Denver would not go away, though. Third period now, it's 3-1, and it's Zach LaRaza with the rebound goal in front. And just like that, it's a one-goal contest. Pioneers pushing for the equalizer late with the extra attacker, but Joey Bennick gets the intercept here, and nobody's going to catch him. The empty netter cements the 4-2 win for St. Cloud, the 200th career victory for Husky head coach Bob Motzko.
With the Denver split in St. Cloud, Minnesota Duluth entered their weekend series against Western Michigan with an opportunity to move into the final spot for home ice in that 4th position. Needing a sweep against Western Michigan, the Broncos locked into the number 7 spot, looking to play spoiler.
Let's pick it up at the tail end of the second period. Duluth's Justin Crandall had just scored to put the Bulldogs up 2-1 when Sam Meller equalizes for the Broncos, his first of the season. That started a flood of goals to cap the period. Duluth's Karsten Kuhlman here with the rebound off the initial shot from Austin Farley to put UMD back up 3-2. But literally seconds later at the other end, it's Frederick Tiffels just throwing the puck at the front of the net. He gets the deflection and the score. It's 3-all, but 20 seconds later, we're not done yet. The puck will eventually find its way to the Bulldogs. Andy Walensky, who lasers this one home to put UMD in front for good. Duluth would get 2 more in the third to win Game 1 6-3. Final home game of the season for Andy Murray and the Broncos, and they would finish in style. First period, it's Nolan Laporte here finding Chris Dines, who blasts home to put Western up 1-0. After a scoreless second, look at the vision on the power play from Scott Moldenauer. Mike McKee one-on-one with Kaz Kaskasuo, and McKee's not missing from there. 2-0 Broncos. Desperation time for Duluth leads to the empty net goal for Justin Kovacs. Big night for Lucas Hafner. He made 18 saves in the 3-0 Western Michigan shutout victory. To Omaha, the Mavericks looking to break a 4-game winless streak. They'd lead 1-0 in the second when the Tigers' Aaron Harstad would find Peter Marich for the power play goal to even things up. The hosts, though, would respond. Justin Parizak from an impossible angle for his second goal of the night. The Mavs would not stay in front long, though. CC's Christian Heil dishing to Matt Hansen in front of goal. All tied at 2 at the end of regulation. In the shootout, it's Cody Bradley versus Ryan Massa. Sorry, Ryan, you're not stopping that. The Tigers take the extra point with the 2-2 shootout win. To Saturday, and off the faceoff, it's Aaron Harstad from distance. Kirk Thompson, who was in goal after Massa, was a late scratch. I wish he had that one back. 1-0 Tigers. Later in the second, Omaha strikes back. Off the scramble in front, puck finds its way to Justin Parizak again. His third of the series evens it up at 1. Mavs now up 2-1. But look at this one-timer right here from Matt Hansen, his second goal of the weekend to put the Tigers back on level terms. Closing stages of the third, who else steps up for Omaha? Then Austin Ortega. He beats Tyler Marble and breaks an NCAA record with his 11th game-winning goal of the season. Mavs would add an empty netter to take the 4-2 win.
When we come back on NCHC Between the Boards, we'll go back to the weekend of February 27th and 28th. We've got all those highlights straight ahead. Welcome back. As we take a look at highlights from the weekend of February 27th and 28th, we'll start in Grand Forks, where North Dakota played host to St. Cloud State. The Huskies entered with just 3 losses in their last 10 meetings in this series, and UND had not beaten St. Cloud State at home in their last 4 tries. Friday night at Ralph Engelstad Arena, UND would come out firing in the first. Midway through the period, Nick Schmaltz gets the puck off the wall, dancing in. Beats the goaltender there for the nice goal. UND goes up 1-0. Later in the first, working on a power play, Brendan O'Donnell wide open on the near side, fires in the one-timer. It's 2-0 North Dakota. They would take a 3-1 lead into the third. St. Cloud State trying to battle back on the power play. Joey Bennick down low gets the goal there to cut it to 3-2, but that's as close as the Huskies would get as North Dakota goes on for the 3-2 victory. On Saturday, senior night, North Dakota busting out the black jerseys that they affectionately refer to as the business suits. Crashing in on the first, great second and third effort by Austin Pagansky out in front as North Dakota grabs a 1-0 lead. In the second, leading 2-0 on a power play, Nick Matson with a big blast from the defenseman. That makes it 3-0 UND. In the third, again, St. Cloud State trying to battle back. Ethan Prowl with the power play goal here, beating Zane McIntyre, but North Dakota wins it. 3-1 is the final, and with that win, North Dakota grabs at least a share of the Penrose Cup on that night. Looking to maintain their second place spot in the NCHC, Miami traveling out to Denver in the first. Great wraparound effort by Riley Barber. Puck comes out to Sean Corrali for the easy goal to make it 1-0 Miami. It was 2-1 Redhawks in the third. Seconds into the frame on the power play. Barber with the one-timer here to make it 3-1. Denver, though, climbing back in it. Just moments later, Joey LeLegia, the great feed down low to wide open Emil Romig. That makes it a 3-2 game, but Miami would pull away. Alex Gasek getting to this loose puck, and he goes 5-hole on the backhander for a 4-2 Miami lead. Each team gets one more as Miami takes the opener of the series, winning it 5-3. On Saturday, Miami looking for the sweep, but Denver with much different ideas. 6 minutes into the first on the power play, Joey LeLegia, the big blast. Danton Heinen tips it in down low for a 1-0 Denver lead. It was 3-0 Denver later in the first. Ty Loney getting to that puck. He puts it in. 4-0 Pioneers at the end of one. In the second, back comes Miami. Riley Barber on the power play baseline goal here as Miami would claw within 4-2. But in the third, Denver scores again. It's LeLegia this time as Denver goes up 5-2 there. They go on to win and get the split. 6-2 is the final. Omaha making a trip up to Minnesota Duluth for a pair of games. A pair of games that would go to shootouts. In the third of a scoreless game here, Carson Soucy with the goal for Duluth to put the Bulldogs out in front 1-0. Then just a couple minutes after that, it's going to be Jake Gensel feeding James Polk for the goal. We're tied at 1. Teams would skate through overtime, and it would be a 1-all draw at the end of OT. So we go to a shootout. In the shootout, leading 1-0, Austin Ortega skating in, stops and pops, and gets the goal as Omaha gets the bonus point as this one goes in the books in a 1-all draw. On Saturday night, in the second period, again scoreless. Goals tough to come by in this series. Tony Cameronese, the big blast, deflected out in front by Justin Crandall, and again the Bulldogs take a 1-0 lead. But in the third, the Mavs have the answer. Off the face-off, Brian O'Rourke with a big blast to tie things up at 1 goal apiece. Again, it goes in the books as a tie, 1-all, and again, we go all the way through overtime and on to a shootout. And once again, it's Ortega with his team tied at 1 with Duluth in the shootout. He buries it once again as Omaha again collects the bonus point after the 1-all draw. And finally, out to Colorado Springs, CC taking on Western Michigan. In the first, already 1-0 CC. And Peter Merrick going to put the Tigers out in front 2-0, collecting the garbage out in front of the net there. It was 2-0 after 1 in the second. More puck play down low, this time on the Western Michigan end. Sheldon Dry's great second effort to cut the deficit in half at 2-1. Then in the third, Western Michigan going to tie it up on a Nolan Laporte goal here. Wide open on the near side. That ties things up at 2. This one also goes through overtime without a game-winning goal. So we go to a shootout, and Laporte makes that one as Western Michigan gets the bonus point after the 2-2 tie. On Saturday night, no tie here. Colorado College, arguably probably their best game of the year, up 1-0 in the first. Cody Bradley with the power play goal there to put the Tigers out in front 2-0. Then in the second, Scott Wamsgans with the power play goal here, just 21 seconds into the period. That makes it 3-0. Then Ian Young from just inside the blue line. This one gets by everybody, and it's 4-0 CC at that point, and they would tack on a third goal in the period. Charlie Taft putting CC out in front 5-0. That would be your final score as Colorado College gets 3 points on this night. Coming up, Minnesota Duluth has been near the top of the pairwise and the polls all season long, yet they will begin the first round of the NCHC tournament on the road. We'll hear from the Bulldogs next as they prep for the postseason. Welcome back. With postseason hockey looming large, no team in the NCHC is in a stranger position than Minnesota Duluth. The Bulldogs' strength of schedule has kept them near the top of the pairwise in the polls all season long, yet they begin the first round of the tournament on the road. Here's Scott Sandelin and the rest of his bunch as they get ready for postseason hockey.
You know, we've seen some of the strength of schedule, numbers, and it's, kind of incredible, but it really shows how much, how important wins are, and, to get wins against good opponents like that, it's important. It gets you up there in the pairwise ranking and that kind of stuff.
We know our league is good. Our non-conference schedule has been challenging as well, so we hope that that's great preparation.
We know that we can go against any team in the nation, and just helps us build confidence. And when you're playing against the best players, they're only going to make you better. So it's really fun to play. I like the character of our guys, and I like how they've battled, and it's giving some other guys an opportunity to play in some spots.
We have 4 lines that play, pretty equal minutes, and I think, guys are getting a lot of minutes like they have it maybe in the past, and, they contributed well, and we have a balanced team and a lot of depth.
And it's nice when you can roll 4 lines and you're getting that contribution from everybody. I mean, it helps out the team and keeps guys fresh.
If you want to make a run in the playoffs, you got to have a good goalie. I think that's a main ingredient to any playoff push, and we have 2 that are capable of that.
We needed a good 1-2 tandem. I think we have that with Kaz and Matt. Matt hasn't played as much, but he won a big game for us in Minnesota to stop the losing streak. Won another one against Northern, so it was good to get him in there and get him playing well as Kaz.
All of our goalies have been great. Kaz, especially, he's in freshman year. He's doing a pretty good job for us, and pretty proud of him.
For me as a goalie, our defensive game is really tight, and it's kind of easy to play back there. And of course, guys are blocking shots and laying down the line.
We've really come together as a team. We're a pretty tight-knit group, and we're a hard-working team with some skill and some speed, And I think during the year we had a couple lulls, but I think we're playing some good hockey now, and that's what you want at the end.
You got to win those playoff series. Last year was a tough series against Western Michigan. We played well, but they're a well-coached team, and they kind of played their system perfectly and got some wins against us. But all the respect to them, they played a great series, but this year we're ready to rock.
Coming up next on the show, as the regular season comes to a close, we look forward to what is to come in the NCHC tournament. We'll set the table for you next as you watch NCHC Between the Boards. Welcome back. As the first round of the NCHC tournament is about to get underway, let's take a look at where the NCHC standings stood at the end of the regular season, getting you ready for the playoff matchups. North Dakota, of course, as we showed you, wins the Penrose Cup with 50 points, 6 ahead of Miami, followed by Omaha and Denver. Those are your 4 home teams this weekend. Minnesota Duluth, St. Cloud State, Western Michigan, and Colorado College rounded out. And that sets up the best of 3 quarterfinals that begin on campus sites this weekend as the road to Minneapolis is on. The 8th-seeded Colorado College Tigers are at number 1 North Dakota, number 7 Western Michigan at number 2 Miami, number 6 St. Cloud State visits Omaha, the 3rd seed, and Minnesota Duluth on the road, as we mentioned earlier, traveling to the 4th seed Denver. The pairwise rankings look like this heading into this weekend's action for those teams making a push for the NCAA at-large tournament bids. North Dakota's number 1, followed by Duluth and Miami at 3 and 4. Omaha and Denver look safe at 7 and 8, and St. Cloud State checks in at number 16. They'll be looking to make a push to Minneapolis this weekend to bolster their pairwise stature. As the regular season comes to a close, let's take a look back at the NCHC Players of the Month. For the month of February, the Player of the Month honors belong to Joey LaLeggia from Denver. He wins this award in back-to-back months. He had 3 goals and 10 assists while leading the Pioneers to a 4-2-1 record in February. Rookie of the Month honors go to fellow teammate Danton Heinen of the Pioneers. He had 5 goals and 10 assists last month and was also named the HCA Rookie of the Month. Now to the NCHC Bauer Players of the Week. For the week of February 23rd, offensive honors go to Trevor Moore from Denver. First time he's won the award this season for his 2 goals and 4 assists against Miami. Defensive honors go to UND's Nick Matson for the first time this season. He had 1 goal and 2 assists in a sweep over St. Cloud State. He's the 6th UND defenseman to be honored for awards this season. Rookie honors go to Danton Heinen of Denver for the 4th time this year. He had 2 goals and 4 assists against Miami. And for the first time this year, goaltender honors go to Colorado College goaltender Tyler Marble, who had a .96 goals against average and a .975 save percentage in a good weekend against Western Michigan. For the week of March 2nd, offensive honors go to Austin Zarnik of Miami. The first time this season he's been honored. He had 3 goals and an assist just on Saturday in the North Dakota series. Defensive honors go to Joel Mesner of Omaha. He had 3 assists against Colorado College. Rookie honors go to Adam Plant of Denver. For the first time this year, he had his first career goal, and it was a game winner against St. Cloud State. And the goaltender honors go to Lucas Hafner of Western Michigan. For the 3rd time this season, he had his 3rd career shutout against Minnesota Duluth with 18 saves in the 1 game that he played. And we will be back with you again for fresh highlights and all the reaction from postseason hockey as we'll recap it on Friday, March 27th. We'll take a look at the series that are going on this weekend, as well as recap the Frozen Face-Off from Minneapolis. Until then, enjoy playoff hockey, everyone. We'll see you next time.